global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. So a few days ago, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, presided over by Justice Anyanwu, trashed out the matter concerning this former National Secretary of PDP, Anyanwu, over the fact that he wanted Damagum and INEC, not to recognize any letter-headed, any documentations of any kind that does not have his document, his signature on it. Don't forget that just fairly recently, the INEC, the BOT of PDP, and even the Governors Forum, PDP Governors Forum, had acknowledged and endorsed, and even went further to encourage the installation of Udokoye as the substantive national PDP secretary. Of course, it didn't sit well with Samuel Anyanwu, who literally sleeps in the office, national secretary in Wadata, where he says he still remains the secretary, and he occupies that secretarial seat, even though Udokoye have made up his mind not even go to get close, in as much as he has been fully recognized by the party. And of course, during that meeting, sitting, Samuel Anyanwu wanted a situation where it's only him that will be recognized. Unfortunately, when he went privately and very quietly to get a court injunction, an expertise order, Justice Anyanwu insisted that he must put other parties on notice, which included the president of Damagum and, of course, INEC, because all those people were not on notice. Of course, when Udokoye heard about it, PDP heard about it, they wanted to join in the suit also to ensure that proper representation was done. Damagum's lawyer was not around, but let's find out. There was a narrative that was going on social media that the justice had given an order stopping INEC and the Damagum from recognizing any other person. But let's find out what the judge said and why this narrative that is going on. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, in a significant development, the Federal High Court in Abuja, presided over by Justice Anyanwu, has dismissed claims made by the media that it granted an interim injunction preventing the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, from accepting or acting on any correspondence that does not bear the signature of Senator Samuel Anyanwu, the ousted National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Now, the report, which had been circulated by media outlets sympathetic to Anyanwu, was debunked by the ruling on Thursday. The court clarified that it did not grant the injunction sought by Anyanwu's legal team. Instead, the court allowed for the inclusion of additional parties in the case. In line with its previous rulings, Justice Ikwo confirmed that the matter will resume on Friday, February 28, 2025, for further proceedings and resolution of pending applications. Now, Senator Anyanwu has sought an injunction to stop the active PDP national chairman, Ambassador Umar Damagum, from submitting documents to INEC without his approval. Now, the motion also aimed to prevent the implementation of a ruling by the Court of Appeal, which had previously made a determination on the leadership dispute within the PDP. Now, the case is currently pending at the Supreme Court, with final resolution yet to be reached. In a statement, Barrister Obinna Nwachukwu, a representative of the opposing party, condemned the actions of Anyanwu's team, calling it an abuse of court process. He urged the Anyanwu's legal actions. He argued that Anyanwu's legal actions are a direct violation of the established judicial hierarchy, as the appeal court ruling is still subject to the Supreme Court's final decision. Nwachukwu further emphasized that any attempt to stop the implementation of a ruling from a higher court would undermine Nigeria's legal constitutional system. That the court's decision not only clarified the current legal situation, but also reaffirmed the principle of judicial independence in Nigeria. Nwachukwu stated the attempt to destabilize the PDP by Anyanwu and his supporters through misleading media campaigns should not be allowed to succeed. Legal experts have expressed concern over Anyanwu's ongoing legal maneuverings, noting that repeatedly seeking court orders to overturn the rulings of higher courts could lead to further delays and confusions in the country's political and legal processes. As the legal battle continues, all eyes will be on the Federal High Court's continued hearings later this week. Now, the outcome of this case could have a profound impact on the future of PDP and the broader Nigerian political landscape. My colleague is in the house. Now, that this clearly shows that matters on this have now been fully clarified. There was no time the judge gave an interim injunction that Damagum, that Samuel Anyanwu still remains the substantive secretary and everything should be on. There was no time. He only said that there should be a joiner. These other guys should be on notice. And Ude Okoye said to be a joiner. He wants to join into the case because he was not involved. He was not included in the case. Same thing with PDP. So I was so surprised because we carried it on online real time. But I was so surprised that there was a narrative that's quite different from what we heard. My colleagues in the house, what's your take on all of this drama unfolding?
For me, this is quite normal. Normal in the sense that the weakest come one situation whereby they can carry the public along in their own way. All of this just to win social media wars, and that's why I think at a point the judiciary should make some very distinct statement to clarify a lot of things, especially over issues that are of controversy like this one, whereby everybody seems to be taking sides and everybody seems to be saying this and that. Because oftentimes I feel that most people do not really understand what the law is saying or what the judgment is saying. So if they are naive about what the judgment is saying, or it's a move towards trying to sway the public to join them and take some unnecessary legal move or take moves that are not even permitted by the law, then you need to come out to clarify issues so that everybody get to understand exactly what is going on. Because right now, what they are doing is just a way of making it permanent for him to be staying in that office, But be that as it may, I think that as at now, the internal thing should still be going on. That internal thing is just making sure that you reach out to INEC and let INEC get your letter about his non-existence again and the emergence of the substantive national chairman. Get that done, and every other bodies that or agencies that at one time or the other you'll be sending out letters to, get them informed so that whether he goes around painting a narrative that is suitable for himself, the right things will still be done, because after a while he will get to know that he's the one fooling himself, because from what we have seen thus far, the court at different times have affirmed that the appeal court verdict should stand. Even the National Working Committee, when they met, they came to conclusion about that truth. But you still see him lingering around and all of that. And unfortunately, the national chairman of the People Democratic Party, Damagum, himself seems to be in both sides of the faction. That seems to be
almost confused.
I wouldn't. Nobody would be wrong to say that he doesn't even know the faction that he belongs to. Because it's still. Oh, come on! Because today you hear A here, tomorrow you hear B here. Tomorrow he's the person that would have come out to make a very consistent statement about if he's claims that he's very lawful around this whole saga going on. He would have stepped out with the publicity secretary and even with the legal advisor and said, this is the position of the National Working Committee in respect to the embattled National Secretary's position. This is our standpoint, so that it will be clear. But today, look at what happened. This South. It was something that was faulted by the National Working Committee, but only for them to wake up and see Dan Obi, who was suspended in July, putting he being brought in again into the WhatsApp group of the National Working Committee, which means he has been accepted back without any recourse to, the committee that was set up to discipline or to investigate his case. This is getting very disturbing, I don't know what they're going to do, but as at now, I think that the judiciary can save the day for PDP.
All right, let's go wrap it up. Let's brainstorm in our conversation. Also, have a nice time. God bless you. Bye.